Hello and welcome to the first edition of This Week in the Market. This is where I give you a quick rundown of what is happening with the portfolio I manage on eToro. And if you want to know more about me or the portfolio, please check out the description below. If you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe and comment. It's only worth me making this content if people want to see it. So if you have any suggestions on what you want to see differently, or you want to highlight sections that you do like, again, please make sure to comment. It will help me to focus on the good and improve the content for you. So to start with, I'll just run through the news headlines that have moved the stocks. I'm not going to go into great detail with them, but if you would like more information, then you should really use the power of Google yourself. If you're still not sure, then by all means comment below and I'll try and answer those questions as best as I can. So to start off with NIO. Last week they released their sales, which were up in June by 179% from a year ago and 191% from the same quarter last year. It may have been helped by the sudden release of lockdown. Obviously everyone was locked down in Q1 and this is Q2, but still really impressive results. The Chinese state has also made a huge investment that's helped NIO to build its own factory near the HQ in Hefei. So again, positive movement there. And the Chinese government has also been advising the population of China to buy into the stock market. So although that's not specifically NIO, it's helped push all of Chinese stocks up and obviously helped NIO in the process. Next we've got Tesla. Obviously many of you may well have seen the new shorts that Elon's been publicizing. Obviously, it's not going to make any money for the company, but it definitely gets the name of the company out there and gets the excitement around the brand. However, they also announced that they delivered more than 90,000 vehicles in the second quarter. Very good news. Obviously, you need to read up a lot more on Tesla on why that's so important. Also, there's been a lot of news reports on Elon Musk saying that Tesla is very close to full self-driving and expecting it to be possible by the end of this year. Again, really huge implication for the business, and the fact that they're getting so many vehicles out. Every new vehicle out on the road means more information being given back to Tesla to help them increase the self-driving capacity. So the more cars, the better. The quicker we get this, the better as well. So moving on then to Alibaba. They've started selling Beyond Meat burgers in their Freshippo stores. Ant Financial Services, which was formerly Alipay, has been rumoured to be getting an IPO in Hong Kong that would value the company at $200 billion. Bearing in mind, in 2015, it was valued at $45 billion. So it's obviously quite a jump there. Costco Shipping, that's Costco, not Costco, the supermarket. Costco is a Chinese state-run shipping company, has announced a deal that will use the Ant Financial Services Group and Alibaba blockchain technology to track goods. And Alibaba Tech Cloud is also going to be working with Equinox, which is going to give Alibaba Cloud Tech a much wider access to the IT service providers worldwide. Moving on, we then have Amazon. Uber Eats has announced that they're going to purchase Postmates, which is obviously important as it directly competes with Amazon's investment in Deliveroo. Walmart has announced that they're releasing their version of Amazon Prime, and Colin Sebastian, a stock analyst from Baird, raised his price target up to $3,300 after Amazon crossed the $3,000 mark. So all good there. Moving on to Nvidia. So there's been rumours that the RTX 3000 GPU would be smaller, which has created a lot of renewed excitement for when it's released. They've also announced that the A100 GPU is now available on Google Cloud. The Semiconductor Agency announced that global semiconductor sales rose 5.8% in May year on year. So again, positive news for Nvidia there. Moving on to Disney, there's been a lot of news coverage on the changes that Disney is going to be making ready to open the Florida parks on Saturday. We've also heard that the NBA is getting set to resume their season at Disney World. Teams have started arriving this week, ready to start playing from the 30th of July. On top of that, ESPN Plus is to get a new Colin Kaepernick series. A lot of media attention for that, again, drawing people to Disney. Moving on to Bellway, they've purchased a new block of land in the West Herts College campus. So another load of new flats to be going there. Property prices are declining, 4th month in a row. This is for the UK, obviously. In June, they fell by 0.1%. Despite this, prices are still up 2.5% compared to June 2019. And on top of that, inquiries for new mortgages have surged. Stamp duty in England, which is the tax that you have to pay when you buy a property, has been cut on all properties below £500,000 on purchases taking place before the end of March 2021. So again, another boost there for Bellway, and that was announced yesterday. JD Sports have had some negative news regarding their UK warehouse in Rochdale, with staff contracting the virus. We've had announced pre-pack administration for Go Outdoors, which is one of JD Sports' brands, and they've done that to try and secure more competitive rental prices. However, they are warning of a tough retail environment and saying that many other retailers are also going to be facing this. On top of that, despite high streets being open in the UK, well, mostly in England still, they are still seeing a decline of 50% or over 50% in most cases in footfall on the high streets. So a very, very dim view of the high street at the moment in the UK. And then finally getting to Games Workshop, they crossed an all-time high of £80 per share in June, and it was bouncing around that point, and then this week it's clearly past that point now. They've also announced that you can pre-order the new Warhammer 40,000 game this weekend, and it's releasing 2 weeks after that. So that's the brief headlines, and now the important part, which is how it's impacted the market. So, based on the numbers since the 2nd of July, Neo has been the best performing stock. Currently, it's about 40% up over this time period. After this, the next stock was Tesla. However, Alibaba jumped from 3rd place into 2nd. So Alibaba is now about 20% up and Tesla is about 15% up. Remember, this is just since the 2nd of July. These three are the outperformers that have surpassed my overall portfolio, which is up 10% this week. Just below that, Amazon and Nvidia are pushing up, and they're around 7%. And then trailing behind that is Bellway, which after the stamp duty news yesterday gave it a little bit of a boost, and it's up overall 4% this week. Obviously, we haven't had all of those gains, as I only had it about 2 days ago, so we're only up about 2%. But still, it's good news going forward as well, so that should be good. The companies that I've all mentioned have all outperformed the Nasdaq, which is actually only up around 3.5% over the week. So all of those stocks were really great for holding that week this week. Slightly lagging behind this is JD Sports, which is only up around 1.5%, and Games Workshop has dropped almost 1%. Bearing in mind, obviously, it was an all-time high last month, and it did close quite high after that, so it's only a little dip since then, so it's not anything to be overly concerned about. And despite that, the worst performance have still very much outperformed the wider UK market, as the FTSE has actually dropped 1.6 over the week. So going into the changes that I've made this week on the portfolio, on Tuesday I closed the Rightmove position on a very slight gain, and used that to open the Bellway position. Since doing that, Rightmove has dropped around 2%, whereas Bellway's up 2%, so doubly good there. And then on Wednesday, I slimmed down the JD Sports position by about 25%, and split that between Amazon, which is up about 3% since then, and NIO, which unfortunately did drop compared to its open and closed about 10% down. However, it's already recovering now, so it's still a very good return overall. Again, not something that I'm particularly concerned about at this stage. So there we go. That's the our very first episode of This Week in the Market. Like I said, make sure you let me know your thoughts, tell me what you want to see, and tell me if this was any good. Thanks very much, and see you next week.